Xbox, Record This is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. If you'd like to find out more, head to xboxrecordthis.com. All right, Jose just sent me a text saying he also has no pants on. All right, well. Oh, hello. Daddy Diwali here, and welcome to Xbox Record This. I already forgot. Episode 17. Chipotle Bear, as I said, just informed me that he has no pants on. So joining me as always, the assistant to the co-host, Chipotle Bear. How are you, my friend?
Feeling very free right now. Just enjoying my time here on this wonderful Saturday night, getting ready to talk about some Halo. It's coincidence that it's the 17th episode because of Spartan 117. So super excited. Doing great tonight.
We got a lot of Halo news. Thank you so much. And joining us, the assistant to the co-host, Bubble Boy and Seven. How are you, my friend?
I'm great. I'm digging the Saturday night. I know we won't be able to always make this work, but I like it. I get to take a nap before the show, and I get to stay up for it. It's perfect.
But if your wife goes into labor, that nap thing is going to be out the window.
Forgot about that.
That it's all downhill from here. But
by the way, speaking of babies, does this mean you're going to move your recording studio into the basement? Because we can't have screeching babies in the background for XRT audience.
I'm not.
Did you think about this?
No, but I like.
All right, well, you better get good with that mute button.
Beyond not a concern of mine right now.
Well, it's my major concern right now. I don't even care about anything else. Audio quality is king. Well, guys, I want to give a few shout outs. I've got a special announcement, guys. We had a huge follow on Xbox Record This on our Twitter. Shout out to Snowbike Mike of the Kinda Funny Xcast.
It finally happened.
It happened. Awesome. He followed us. I am so excited. We got to get him on the show. Mike, you are always welcome. Another Colorado native. I don't know if he went to see you, but he lived in Boulder. Mike, we got to get you on the show, man. I've been a big fan. I've watched you grow up I remember you interning for Kinda Funny, and I thought that was hilarious. I was like, you know what? This guy's got a future. Sure enough, now he's literally a part of the company and hosts the Xbox podcast. So shout out, Snowbike Mike. Thank you so much for the follow. This next shout out is, I'm doing this only because he's forcing me to do it. And this is a shout out to Matt Snelling, for demanding he be shout out, even though he barely listened to the podcast. He told me, why haven't I been shout out? I need to be shouted out. So there you go, Matt.
I was going to say, why don't you just tell him? Yeah, we did, Matt. Didn't you listen? And he'll be like, no, thanks, guys. It was great. I heard that.
Anyway, all right. Another shout out to, is it Lana or Lena? How do I say her name? Lana Gonzalez from Gateway High School. She sent me some strange reader mail suggestions, and I still don't know how to decipher it, but shout out, Lana. Thank you so much for listening to the show. We'll get to some of those. And then I have another contentious shout out here. This is not a shout out. This is a call out to Big Al. Okay. Big Al wrote on either my Instagram or he sent me a message or Twitter or something. He said that the Popeyes spicy chicken sandwich wasn't very good because his chicken was too dry and stringy. Okay, you know what? Here's a story for you, Big Al. Everyone thinks Chick-fil-A, that their caca don't stink, okay? The last time I had Chick-fil-A, Al, was in December of 2019. I will never forget this. Had it. It was delicious. I put some in the fridge for later, finished up the rest of my sandwich. I had the worst food poisoning of my life. I was throwing up for hours. Diarrhea for days. I literally, guys, have never been more sick in my life. I thought I was dying. I had the worst, again, Big Al, the worst food poisoning of my life from Chick-fil-A. So you know what? Chick-fil-A, eat my caca. I don't like you. And that's why you're number 2. And I had it one more time after that, and it was okay. Chipotle Bear, go ahead. What would you like to say to that?
Was it worse than the gummy bear incident?
Yes. Much worse. Oh, no, Jose, okay. I literally thought I was dying. This is the most sick I've ever been in my life. The worst. And I remember
I'm concerned that it took you 2 sittings to eat one chicken sandwich.
Well, I saved one sandwich. I had it on my birthday, which is the 23rd. And then the 24th, Christmas Eve, I ate the rest. Never been more sick in my life. Christmas Day, I couldn't even be with my kids. Chick-fil-A and Big Al. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Too dry and stringy. Get out of here. Next one.
Wait, what is that? He chose Chick-fil-A over Popeyes? Is that what?
Yes.
Is that why you're bringing that up? Okay.
Yes. Oh, and
I still love you, Big Al, for the record.
Yeah. Well, I think you're okay, Big Al. But after that, Chick-fil-A isn't the best. Anyway, we're going to move on. Speaking of food, this week, Chipotle Bear writes in, "Hey guys, it's me, Jose Martinez, assistant to the co-host. We were talking about Chick-fil-A or chicken sandwiches last week, and I just wanted to bring up another top 5. What are your top 5 favorite pizza chains? Big fan of the show. I mean, I'm an assistant to the co-host. So thanks, boys." So Chipotle Bear, thank you so much for that question. Do you want to lead us off on the top 5 warm-up question, our top 5 favorite pizza chains? And go ahead and explain to the audience.
I was going to say, you got to qualify
yes.
because
so this was actually a lengthy discussion about what qualified as favorite, because frankly, here where we live in Colorado, there's a couple of local places that we actually like a lot. A lot of them are really tied to like our youth and stuff, but we couldn't pick them because of the way we qualified. So the couple of things were that they had to be around $10 for like a medium pizza with toppings. So it couldn't be
we were
just
saying
cheese.
Like around 10 to 15. You're not spending more than 20 on like a large pizza with everything, no, probably realistically.
Yeah. The second thing is that they had to be like a national chain, right? So available in multiple places, not necessarily every state, because that's just
or
we
regional.
Can't guarantee that, or regional chain, and that they should have potentially drive-through and delivery, but they didn't have to have both of those things. So just keep that in mind as we go through that. Anything else I'm missing?
No, I think you got it. So
okay.
Mostly national chains, guys, and you're going to hear our list. So let's just, Jose, take it away. Or would you like us to go, or do you want to be last? Jose, I'll leave it up to you since you wrote this question.
Because you always get to go last and you make fun of us along the way, I want you to go first this time.
All right, guys, here we go.
Turn the tables.
Everybody listen up. This is the definitive top 5 pizza chain list as ranked by Daddy Diwali. And we're going to go chain style. Number 5, Costco $10 carryout pizza. We did talk about this.
You traitor.
We agreed
Number
that this
5?
can be one. I know. Hear me out.
Number
it's delicious.
5?
Delicious.
I don't understand all the hype you've been putting into
It's delicious, but I only get one thing, Jose. It's just the one cheese pizza. And here's how my list, let me preface this by saying, my list I thought of by saying, if I only could order from one of these the rest of my life, this is the one I would order from. So that's a factor there. I love the Costco cheese pizza, but could I have the cheese pizza for the rest of my life, or cheese or pepperoni? No, I can't do that.
I think you could.
They don't deliver. And anyway, number 4, and this is just mostly out of spite, but they do offer more than I know one that you guys are going to have on your list. Blackjack Pizza. I wrote down there, very diverse. They've got some awesome, delicious flavors, but they are a little overpriced. That was their negative. But every time I have it, I'm like, man, this is really good. And they have a good selection.
Cardboard crust. Is that a
Blackjack is literally the pizza that schools choose because it's so cheap.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
You guys haven't had it recently. You guys haven't had their special pizzas. And by the way, I'm not a big crust fan, so that plays nothing into my argument. Number 3, and this hurts me to have it this low, but I know a lot of people don't like it, but it's Little Caesars. I grew up on Little Caesars. My family loved it. They have the best sauce in the business. Hands down, I don't care what anyone says, the crazy sauce is the best. And that's the same sauce on their pizza, the best. But I only really get like a cheese pizza or plain pizza and then or bacon on it. Like that's basically all we get. And then the bacon pizza was a big one for us growing up. And then, crazy bread and the crazy sauce. So shout out to those. Those are amazing. And this is where it gets a little dicey. And I'm still, Allie, actually, we talked about this. I had her give me her rankings, and she put a good argument.
I did the same with my wife, too.
She made a good argument, and I was shocked with her number 1 because it wasn't my number 1, but now I'm pulling it audible. It's my new number 1. So number 2, which was originally my number 1, is Papa John's. And here's the thing. Every time I have Papa John's, you guys, I'm blown away at how good it tastes. It's unique. Like Papa John's has its own distinct taste and it's delicious. And they have a pretty good selection of pizza and they have a new stuffed crust. Phenomenal, guys. If you haven't had it, go get it right now. So good diversity, they're good ingredients, and their ingredients just feel a cut above the rest. That Papa John, he wasn't lying. He's better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. He was onto something with that. And then number one, this is going to be a shocker to a lot of people, I think. And Allie convinced me. And I wanted it to be number one, but I was like, Papa John's, their ingredients. But then I thought about it. If I can only have one major chain of pizza the rest of my life, it would be Domino's. Every time I get it, it's delicious. They have pan pizza, they have thin pizza, they have barbecue chicken, they have incredible amount of selection of ingredients. They have different types of crust now that you can get. They up their crust game, as Chance said, and I don't even like crust. They have pastas. They have all kinds of stuff. And I thought about it. Not only that, it's like $6.99 for like 2 topping mediums. If you do carry out, or $7.99. So you can get, the value is there. They reward you with their Domino's points where you spend $10 and you get a point. Like I've gotten so many free pizzas from them. So there it is, you guys. Number one, Domino's pizza.
I literally wasn't even in my top 5.
No.
Hey, guess what?
Yeah.
Pizza Hut out of my top 5s. Caca, get him out of here. Get him out. Get him out of here.
So
Bubba Boy, you go next. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to preface this with there was a mutiny because I tried to include Front Room Pizza because we're apparently not
a chain,
allowed to,
not regional.
I'm just
I
saying,
love Front
I'm
Room.
just saying,
One location.
Choose it.
And we
Okay,
also
but-
wait before you. Well, let me finish. We did discuss. We can have another discussion on like fancy pizzas. We can do that down
Okay,
the
but
road.
Front Room isn't fancy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is.
It's like $30
And I think-
for a large. You're wrong.
And the nostalgia's there because I don't think you're allowed to have a Little League sports team within the Green Mountain area and not have it sponsored by Front Room, right?
Pizza.
Like if you don't have a picture up in Front Room somewhere of your like 3rd grade football team, or back when Jose and I were on the Oakland Athletics, right? For Pee Wee
That must be a
baseball.
regional thing. You're right, Jose, because I was on the Athletics too. I don't know what's going on with the A's.
And the
This is
Pirates.
Green Mountain.
That's like what Green Mountain area is, Pirates and Athletics.
Anyway, let's hear your list. And by the way, I'm
Yeah.
disgusted, Jose, that Domino's is not in your list. But we'll get
Chance,
to
did
that.
you
Well,
have 5?
hey,
did
Chance,
you
let's
actually
hear
get
yours.
5?
Of
'Cause
course
last
I
week you only
did.
had 3.
Of
Okay,
course
just
I
making
did.
sure.
Oh,
And
wait. Yeah.
spoiler,
You better not have a
spoiler alert.
5A and 5B.
Spoiler alert, Domino's isn't on here. So I went number 5 with Pudge Brothers, the Monster Pizza. Do you remember the Monster way back in the day? And that the sauce was like a little bit spicy.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
When was the last time you had Pudge Brothers?
Oh, I don't know.
Exactly. So how is it
but
on
that
your
doesn't-
list?
Because I remember it being delicious. And I remember it being awesome. Like, I don't think I ever had a bad experience with Pudge Brothers. I like the thin. It's like a New York style thin. I like that. Coming in at number 4, another one that didn't even make D. Wally's list, Papa Murphy's. Good old take and bake. I did have they had a Fritos Outlaw that just came out with Fritos on it and barbecue brisket. Not great, but just their plain cheese is wonderful, and that chicken Mediterranean on the thin crust. A lot of good Papa Murphy's memories. Coming in at number 3, I think the only common one, I guess not the only common one, but number 3, Costco Take and Bake. It's hard to beat, right? And the $10, the value, it's always there. It hasn't changed either. Like it's the same good old.
Oh, wait, do you mean the take and bake from the deli
No,
or
no,
the
no,
one
no.
from the food court?
The one from the the
Yeah.
$10 one. The one
Okay,
you
yeah,
always
yeah.
have when we go to your house
Yeah,
all the
but
time.
you're not cooking it yourself, right? You're like you're getting it from them.
No.
Pre-cooked.
Sorry.
Yeah. By the
Sorry.
way-
It's right under Papa Murphy's, so that's probably why I was thinking.
Why?
Take and
Okay,
Bake.
why would anyone want to take a pizza and then cook it at home? That just defeats the purpose of when I'm thinking fast delivery.
It has to do with the value. I'll talk about it in a minute. Go on, keep going.
Value. Yeah. All right, number 2, and D. Wally can just go straight to hell on this one, but Pizza Hut. And one of the reasons, and I know they're gonna say like, "I'm sorry, that doesn't count," was the Pizza Hut buffet, unbeatable, unlimited breadsticks. We talked about this at lunch with all my work wives.
Breadsticks are good.
And it doesn't matter. You got unlimited breadsticks. It's just great. And the dessert pizza. I also big shout out to Pizza Hut for they don't give a right? When it comes to all the things they're willing to try. Do you remember, Chapeau? God, 7-8 years ago, we had a draft lottery party, and they had the mini corn dogs crust. How do you beat that? It was terrible, but you know what? They tried it. They put themselves out there. They tried it. They're like the Napoleon Dynamite. Like, I'm not afraid to dance. I don't care if anybody's watching. Like, that's what I'm going to do. That's Pizza Hut in a nutshell.
That's a great comparison. I love it. And everyone loves Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah. Number one, this was very controversial with all the work wives, but Little Caesars. And I think the reason it goes in there is that $5 lunch thing, right? Where you get your little individual thing.
Like 20 ounce.
Or you could just get a $5 pizza.
Stop. Listen, because what was so amazing about the $5 lunch thing was it was the pan style. And so every piece you had at least 50% of that super like delicious pan crust on it. So, and the value again for $5, and then you could always get they had like the jalapeno cheese dipping sauce that you could dip it just, man, impossible to beat. And especially when you say, if you could only have one ever again, that's the one. So I think, and I'm looking at the comments down below already, and I see that my list is better. So that's good.
Well, here's the thing. I respect for Little Caesars. I'm proud of your number one because I love it too. But for the rest of my life, I got to have diversity, and I got to get a lot of flavors. So sorry.
You get diversity in flavors, so you can dip it in the jalapeno cheese, or you don't have to dip it in the jalapeno cheese.
Jose, let's end this segment with your list. And I know yours is going to be just as bad, so let's go.
Nope, mine is the correct answer. That's what it comes down to. So number 5, actually, it's perfect segue from Chances, is Little Caesars for a lot of the same reasons. Also, I do love that $5 lunch special. You know, in the summer at school, it's definitely a go-to because also you can order it easily from your phone. It cooks while you're driving there. It's ready when you get there. The little pizza portal thing is super convenient. I'm a big fan of the Buffalo Ranch myself in terms of the sauces, but also very good. And it's just clutch. I actually, Little Caesars for a long time was like dying in Denver. And then they just had this massive resurgence, like 7-8 years ago, and are just killing it. So mad props to them. Definitely don't want to hate on them. They've done a lot of stuff.
Shout out to the pizza portal.
For $50, you can feed so many kids at your school and stuff like that. So, definitely got to give them some love there. Number 4, same spot as Chances, is Papa Murphy's. It's really good pizza. And for years and years, I literally had never tried it. And then my wife Victoria is actually a big fan of it, her family, and so I know that it sounds weird that why would you not want to cook it yourself, but it's because it's so much cheaper because they don't cook it for you. Like their overhead is a lot lower because of that, and so you can get massive pizzas for like $12, like a large with everything, and their meat lovers is really good. And something that I think people don't realize or think about is it's really good the next day. Like it's actually a really good pizza to eat cold. It's really great to like take for lunch. So definitely a lot of props to Papa Murphy's as well. I like them a lot. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, and that's one thing I forgot to say about Costco. Costco's pizza is not good the next day, especially cold. If you heat it up, it's good. But another factor, can you enjoy it cold? Costco does not
no pizza
taste
is good cold.
No.
I like cold pizza.
Yeah, there are some good. I don't do it regularly, Chance.
I'm
just saying. No, I'm saying I tried it the other day with Costco, and I was like shocked. I was like, "Oh, this does not taste
cold
good."
Pizza makes as much sense as hot cereal.
To be fair, you're only eating the cheese, though, Dan. The pizza's not bad. The pepperoni's not bad cold, but the cheese is just a lot of cold cheese. Anyway, number 3 is Papa John's for a lot of the same reasons. Mad respect to the ingredients. I also love the garlic butter sauce, which is just clutch. And I know it's not technically the pizza right now, but the Papadias right now, the little taco, the hamburger one is phenomenal. If you've never had it for $5, absolutely worth it. Definitely love Papa John's. It is great. My number 2 is Costco because it's the value. It is so consistently delicious. And you know what? It probably would have been my number 1, except I'll talk about why I chose my number 1 in a second. The one criticism I have for Costco is actually for my wife because she doesn't eat meat. And so I wish there was a vegetarian option that wasn't just cheese, right? They have the Supreme, but it has meat on it. And so if they did that, definitely would score some points for me because she would definitely enjoy it as much as I do. But it's
you're
so
giving
good.
me my arguments for me, you guys. You're giving cons for your top ones. Like that's why they should be lower. Jose.
No, I'm just an honest critic. I have cons for all of them. And then my number one is Pizza Hut. It is my number one. And here's why. Because when I approach this question, like I like the way that Dan said, I was thinking about if I could only have one for the rest of my life. I'm not that much of an extremist because I live in the real world. But I was thinking of what I call the Pantser for Rich People protocol, which is basically like when my wife is out of town, like she goes to visit her aunt in Georgia, and it's like Friday night, and I'm basically in a game the whole night, and I'm like, what do I want for dinner? I can pick anything I want, literally anything. I most of the time would pick Pizza Hut.
Taco Bell.
Like I think like the big dinner box, right? Which you get 2 pizza toppings, you get the chicken wings, which I think are actually pretty good. You get breadsticks or cheese sticks. It is just clutch. And all the same things Chan said about childhood, the memories, the Book It program. Remember where you'd read as a kid, you get free pizza. Like no one out pizzas the Hut. That's what it comes down to, right? And so I'm just saying that I think that has to be number one.
That name was science, right? Like science proved that. So I think it's like a Newton's law now.
But the pizza isn't that good, you guys.
Yes, it is. It's very good.
It is.
The
I don't
breadsticks are so
understand
bad.
why
Even chances like the breadsticks are trash, but you can have as
I
many
didn't
as you
say
want.
they were trash. I said they're not the best, but you get as many as you want.
When we were in 5th grade in Young Ameritown and Chance was the judge and I owned the jewelry shop, I literally named it the Art and Jewelry Hut after Pizza Hut. Like you can literally look that up in our yearbook from Foothills Elementary.
Another reason why
do you remember who our mayor was?
Nicole? Was it Nicole Reindell?
Jason Oswald.
Oh, it was Jason.
You guys were, I
Oswald,
forget,
my bad buddy.
you guys were in a different school. I keep forgetting. I was, guess what job I was? A Young American.
Janitor.
Yeah.
No, but next worst. That would have been cooler. I was an accountant for the print shop, you guys.
Oh my God, that sounds like the most boring.
You guys I didn't even get to leave because I was so busy like taking my job so serious, keeping the books. I didn't even get to see everything. I'll never forget to this day. I didn't even get to see, and all the places were closing when I tried to go. They're like, oh yeah, everybody's gone. Dude,
awesome.
Screw Young Ameritown. Well, there you have it, guys. That was the definitive top 5 pizza chain list as defined by Chipotle Bear, Bubble Boy, and Daddy Duwale. Something happened with Chapo Bear's video, so I hope he's still there, audio. Guys, let's go into what we've been playing. Does anyone want to share anything, or do you want to just jump right into the spoiler cast? Or should we do news and spoiler cast? Bubble Boy, what do you think?
I want to do a little bit on Recompile because I started that the other day.
Okay, let's hear it.
And I will start by saying I started it because Psychonauts is still not working for me. I don't shake your head like it's my fault.
Wait, I got to ask you a quick question. What the electricity part? You're talking about the first level, right? Before you did you get to the Psychonauts base?
No.
Did you finish it? Chan, I can see where maybe you messed up. All you have to do, my friend, is hold the left trigger and it turns into a ball. Then you just jump higher. You hold A and he jumps further.
Do you really think I'm that dumb?
Yeah, you said that was the part where you died.
It's okay. Oh my God. You're not serious though. Chapo, back me up on this. You're not seriously thinking I'm that dumb and like this game's so hard.
Yeah, maybe I thought you were trying to float.
It's glitching and it doesn't work.
So uninstall and reinstall it.
I did that and I started the thing over and it's the same thing.
Are you?
So stop.
Guys, I think chances in do appear.
No, stop.
It worked perfectly. I got through that.
So
like in seconds.
You refuse to believe. You would rather believe that anything Microsoft Studios is so infallible that I am too stupid to push LT.
I think.
Oh my God!
That you need to stream this or make a clip and send me the problem. Make a clip of it. Because I literally got through it on my first try. I was like, what is...
Of course you got through it. There's no way to not get through it if it works right. It doesn't work. All my clip is going to be is of him doing his little balloon thing, and you're going to be like, Chance, you just need to push LT. Like, I know.
No, Chance. You just need to do that before you jump. Like, that's just it. I had that same problem. I jumped, and then I pressed it, and then I turned into the balloon thing, and it was dying. I hear what you're saying. You just... Before you go to the electricity, you stand on the ball, and then you just
God damn it! I
beat
beat Sekiro. I'm not so bad at video games that I can't
think you might be.
This part. Jesus Christ. Okay, so anyway, so I had to put Psychonauts 2 down because it wasn't letting me play. And so I picked up Recompile, which is also a platformer. Extremely weak combat, really cool platforming elements, cool setting, cool story. I'm really excited to see where the story goes. It totally reminds me of, I just finished listening to Project Hail Mary, which is a book by the same author that did The Martian. And it's really crazy how they're both about like intergalactic space travel and stuff. And so that was kind of cool that it has obviously not the same story, but the same kind of theme and setting. Music is good, sounds good. We'll see. I think I had heard before too, like it's really not about combat. Combat's really minimal anyway, so not that big a deal. But I'm excited to keep playing, and I will keep playing it as I unload Psychonauts again and have to try and reload it.
Make a clip. I think you're doing it wrong. Jose, what? Oh, by the way, Recompile, I did look it up and I was like, it does look cool, Chance, but I felt like it was going to be too much puzzles and less combat, and that's why I didn't pick it up. So I'm kind of glad because it sounds like that's
it's way more puzzles than combat.
It did look really cool and unique, but I still think Narita Boy is worth your time. Chipotle Bear, what have you been playing? Anything or? You've been playing Hades. Yeah,
you played Hades quite a bit this week, and really liking it. Like I totally see why people really like it and enjoy it. I've definitely kind of started to really explore kind of just combinations of weapons and power ups and the gods thing. Like it took me probably 5 to 7 runs just figuring out like how it all kind of works together. And now it's definitely getting a lot easier. I'm now still stuck at the Minotaur, and I forgot the guy with the shield, whatever his name is. Like that one just it's a challenge for me. I'm getting close, but not there yet. I need to power up a little more. There's a lot to it. Is for as simple as a game it is, and it is repetitive to a degree. It's nice that like the dynamic rooms, and I like that like there's even the elements of like where you can give nectar to the characters and then they give you power-ups. Like there's a lot to it, which is really cool. Also played a little bit of Warzone. The new season came out. I didn't buy the battle pass, but played with Dan. We got back-to-back dubs the other night with Snelling and Nico, so shout out to them. And no, other than that, I did download Psychonauts yesterday. I haven't even started yet, so chance if I get to the same issue, I will back you up. I just can't yet because I'm not there yet, but I'll let you know. And that's really it. I mean, that's kind of my plan for now for a little bit to kind of burn through some of these games as we get ready into November, obviously, and still school going on, but that's what I've been playing. How about you, D-Welly?
Yeah, so I've been playing Psychonauts 2. I did get past the first level on like Bubble Boy and 7, and I am really liking it. I think I forget how much I enjoy platformers, and I've never really played any 3D platformers, and I don't even know how long. Like I never got into Banjo, never really loved Mario 64 and stuff like that. So I am loving Psychonauts. I think I am into the story. I'm into the characters. I think the art style, like, yes, Chance said the graphics aren't good, and he said they were 360. Chance, they're not that bad. Trust me, I'm playing Red Dead on 360. They're not that bad. The art style, I think, is what it's really good, and I can see how maybe that makes it look worse than it is, but I
didn't have anything bad to say about the art style.
I know, but it's not
draw
that
distances.
Trust me, you haven't been. Chance, I'm literally playing Red Dead on backwards compatibility. 360 is way worse than you think. This is not that bad, and so I love the art style. I was telling the guys that I feel like it's a Ren and Stimpy kind of art style, which I'm really digging. The characters are each very unique, and the voice acting is good. So I'm really liking it. I want to find out more about this universe, and I think Raz is endearing, and so I'm enjoying it. So unlike Bubble Boy, I think Psychonauts has been a blast so far, and I can't wait. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, I wish I was playing right now. Moving on to the next topic, we're going to do the 12-minute spoiler cast. If we forgot to say, spoiler warning, spoiler warning, spoiler warning. We are going to spoil 12 minutes. If you want to skip ahead, look at the timestamps. Last warning, spoiler warning, 12 minutes, Bubble Boy, where did you get stuck? You gave it a 6 out of 10. So,
yeah. So the first time I got stuck was with the light switch, and I tried, I was like, oh, maybe you got to throw water on the light switch, right? And I was like, maybe I got to stab the light switch with the knife, and then I just got frustrated and was just clicking A, right? And so found out, oh, hey, he's wearing shoes and that electrocutes you. But so great. So I got stuck there, and then After you took it like as far as you could after that, I couldn't get any further. And I think it was super nitpicky that you had to like call the daughter before the guy got there, and you had to do that before you before he got, I was trying to remember, before he got there. I was like, you should have been able to call him when you had him tied up. You should have been able to call the daughter, because I was doing that over and over, and
I was trying to do that too.
It seemed a little strange. Like, I guess I can understand why. So I did have to. Did I cheat, or did you guys give me a hint? I forget. I think you guys gave me a hint.
We gave you a hint.
Oh yeah, because it was like,
I said you need to do something when you tie him up. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I thought the twist was pretty cool. Thoroughly unbelievable. Like, it absolutely doesn't make any sense. But I think the like hypnosis part of it made sense, right? And so the big twist is that the main character that you are is actually also the bad guy. And the one who killed her father, and
the brother, the half brother, right?
Oh yeah, and the half brother, which didn't even necessarily have to be part of the twist.
Did you like see that coming, or was
Yeah.
that shocking to you? Because I remember I was like, wait a second. I realized like right as like where I got stuck. Let me jump in here. So I also got stuck with the light switch, which was stupid. I was like, I know I have to do something with the light switch, and Chance's like trying to give me the hint. I stabbed it, got electrocuted. And the only reason it worked for me is because I think for some reason I turned the light off or on when she was sleeping. And then, or no, that's what it was, Chance. So I turned it on, off, and then I randomly just turned it back on, and then I got shocked.
Yeah.
And then that's where I was like, oh, okay. So you have to set it up with the light switch, have her in there to go through all that. So figured that out. And then the part where I got stuck next, which was really just pissing me off, is I didn't, and this was the negative of it. A few negatives was the loops that you should have been able to speed them up somehow. Like, I don't need to hear the same stuff over and over again. Come on, like speed it up, get it over with. I already know I've done this hundreds of times already. Let's do this. And then also a hint system would have been nice. Like, give me some sort of clue. Like I had a general idea of what I needed to do next. And then the dialogue options, like you had to hit certain dialogue checks to get the information that you needed before you could do some sort of action. And so some of the things I did, Chance, I called the insurance line and went the whole loop, listening the whole time to the music, just waiting and waiting, where the whole 10 minutes and you never get through. I called the cops and they're like, we'll be there in 15 minutes. I was like, well, how do I delay this for 15 minutes? That doesn't work. And then I had to get help. I knew that something had to deal with the baby clothes, but interacting to get him to notice it, that was where I was like, okay, I know he needs to see it, and I had to look up like when exactly do I have to hand it to him. It was such a
specific time. Yeah, you had like a 3-second window, which, I hear you. Chapo?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Before we get to the ending, Chapo, tell us where you got like stuck and what like frustrated you or what you liked and stuff, and then I want to talk about the ending.
Yeah, so I actually picked it up, remember, probably about 12 to 20 hours after you guys had started. And so I partially was trying to play catch up and put some time in, but I actually showed it to Victoria. And so she actually sat with me for a good chunk. She really liked initially the idea of it, and we were playing it kind of together. The part that very first time I played it, I killed her with the light switch. I had her go back in there again time. She died, and I was like, oh, that's not good. And I thought the story was going to be like the cops would barge in and then I was going to be arrested for that and stuff. That didn't happen, obviously. I did eventually pretty quickly figure out like hiding in the closet to let their whole story play out without knowing that I was there. So you know that she does know something. The one thing that took me forever to figure out was the freaking sleeping pills. I don't know why I didn't associate I need to make her to go to sleep. Like I knew they were there and I just was like, I just didn't use them forever. And once I did, I was like, I'm an idiot. I should have done that a long time ago. But I knew pretty quickly that like we were going to have to use the light switch. I saw the pattern pretty quickly that she goes in. If she goes in twice, she gets hit. So it's whoever is that second time gets hit. And then it was just trying to get him to go in there. And that's where the sleeping pills obviously came into play because you need her to go back to bed and you need to come in. So like that all was really good for me. After that, the place that took me forever, it was the timing of like, I got the daughter to call him and he still came in, and then it still kept like ending, and I was like, but he called her, like, or she called him like to stop him. So how do I get him to stop? That kind of piece of it. And then I think I inherently figured out the twist earlier. I just honestly didn't believe it. I was like, there's no way that's the twist. Like, that's gross. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to do that. And part of it is because I knew who the actors were. Like, I was like, there's no way Willem Dafoe and Daisy Ridley would sign their name on something that had to do like with incest. I just didn't like, that seemed mind boggling to me. And power to them. James McAvoy too. That voice acting was really great, for the record. But I totally agree with Dan that it was just like, when I've tried the same thing like 6 times in a row, I just was getting frustrated trying to like fast forward, but you couldn't fast forward. And you'd be clicking A and he would click the wrong option because you're just getting impatient. Like, I did hate that. And the hint thing, like, even if it was just a small dialogue thing about like, hey, I wonder, I'm feeling kind of sleepy. Like, something like that would have been like, oh, sleeping pills, got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that I think would have made it a little more enjoyable and less frustrating. And yeah, I know that's kind of cheating, but it's also about putting in the time. Like, this game does it really warrant you putting in like 12 hours? I don't think so. I mean, that's just my opinion. You want to talk about the ending?
Yeah. Well, before we get into the ending, I just want to say though, I do think a lot of people should play this game. I do think it's worth your time. It was very, very unique. The twist got me, and it is frustrating, but I appreciated the experience, and I'm glad I did, because it left me thinking, and I'm glad we're talking about it right now. So ending, and I think we would all agree, everyone should give it a shot.
Totally.
But it's a little too late to say that now in the middle of the spoiler cast. But so Jose, I think you and I got the same ending, and I think I know which one Chance got. So I think, Jose, you and I got the ending where we talked to the dad at the end, and we chose to be alone, so we chose not to be with her, right, Jose?
He said leave her alone so she never experiences this, and I agreed. I said,
that's the one I ultimately got. Do you not know what I'm talking about?
I thought you got I think you was the worst one you got, where you just played along with him and let him shoot her in the bedroom, and then you're right. That is the worst ending. So Jose, there's an ending,
but that was when I was all frustrated about. I don't know.
That
what
was
else
before.
To do here.
That was before one of the.
I'm calling the daughter with him tied up. I don't understand. I was like, okay, I'll just let him
just
run the show here and see what happens.
So Jose, you tie him up. He's like, let me go. You only steal the cuffs,
just the clips,
the zip tie, and then he gets out and he's like, okay, you didn't take anything from me, so go sit down and I'll deal with you in a second. And so you go sit in the couch. He's like, he pops the girl in the head. You give him the watch too, right, Chance? I believe. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. And then he's like, okay, you're gonna call the cops and say that she killed herself, and then. He's like,
okay, I never did that one, actually.
I didn't want anything to. I didn't know about.
Yeah, basically you're just scared and you just do what he wants, and so that's probably the worst ending. Jose and I got the alone one. So Chance, did you get that one as well? Eventually?
Yeah. Okay. That was the one I got when I.
Did you guys keep going after that?
I did.
Jose, let me hear what you said. Hold on, we'll get to you in a second, Chance. Jose, what did you do after you got that ending?
Nothing. I was just like, that's lame. Like,
did you open the door in the elevator and go back to your apartment though?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so I only went a little bit further than you. So after the credits roll, it restarts the loop again. The game's really not over. You go into your apartment and it's empty. But I didn't even get that far. So I went to the door and I was like, how the heck do I get in? I don't have the key. It was in the plant. I didn't think to check my inventory, and it'll get your key and open the door. So I'm like, okay, I guess this is over. And I knew at that point though, I needed to go back and do some stuff. I got all the achievements, by the way. I got 1,000 on 1,000. And so I was like, if I have to go back, I'm like, I'll just redo it anyway. So I kind of quit there and restarted. But yes, Chance, I'm assuming you did go back into the apartment, and did you figure out that other part of it?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. And I got that one ending that you can only do on the first run through, which I thought was kind of cool, where you can make it so that they just walk out of the apartment together like nothing happened.
Did you get the achievement for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so there's another achievement. I thought this had to be done on the first run, Jose. So the first run is you go in and you do nothing.
No, you do nothing. You just listen. You listen the entire time. You listen to her, and I forget what she does something to where she's like, "Oh, let's run out right now," or something.
Yeah.
And that's so you miss the guy even coming into the apartment, and it's just like, all right, hold on, same. I don't know.
And okay, so Jose, did you know that when you look at the clock though, after you've been to the dad's, the psychiatrist, if you look at it, how it like fades back in time to go back to get to those 2 minutes again? Did you know that?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Okay.
I did that.
Okay, so
Because then you can manipulate it and change
exactly. So you could. So what you're supposed to do when you go back into the empty apartment is go back, find the watch, look at it, Back to the Future. And I picked up on that because you started to fade. I was like, oh, this is Back to the Future right here. It goes back to where you're talking to the dad again. And there are 2 more endings. And I don't know if Chance you got these. Do you want me to tell you, or do you want to try to get them on your own?
No, I mean, because I thought I wanted to,
go
and
back.
then I was just like, nah.
It's
No, I
not too-
figured.
Oh no,
but-
I did do this. This is the part I did.
Okay.
Sorry, I misunderstood you. Yeah. I did, because you go back and he says like, I want you to leave her alone, and you can choose to say like, no, I'm going to stay with her. I love her, because he says you're in love with her. He says that verbiage.
Yeah. So no, there are 2
I don't think
endings
that's what
tied
Dan's
to that.
talking about.
Yeah. So initially, if you do one, he'll punch you, and like it restarts the loop, right? And you probably there are 2 other ways to get credits. So the other way is to agree, say you want to be with her, and then you mention the red book. Did you guys ever interact with the book or interact with the book when you're talking to her? Where she like quotes some like, I don't know what it was, but anyway, is it like Buddhism? Or
It's like no, it's like not Buddhism. Sorry.
Anyway, so
It's
there's
like,
some red book. Basically, you interact with the book at a specific time. You mention that quote. He's like, oh, so you know about this now. And then you say, I'm going to be with her and not tell her. I think was another ending. And then the real ending, I think, it's called Go Back to Reality, is you mention the book, and then at a certain moment you look at the clock at a certain time, and then the clock starts to go. And I think maybe your memory's erased or something at that point, and then you start like it never happened from that timeline. So that's the other part I want to talk about is the overall ending. Does it make any sense? Like I'm kind of confused at the whole thing. Is he just under hypnosis, or is it
doesn't?
Is this happening all when he's talking to? This was a good idea from Kind of Funny, and I was listening to Xcast. I think Greg Miller was saying this. He was saying he thinks that all this stuff that happens where you see these multiple endings is just him playing it through in his mind as you're talking to the therapist dad, and you're seeing the possible outcomes down the road. But what's really happening is you're still in that moment talking, getting basically choosing the hypnosis part with the clock and stuff like that. Do you see what I'm saying? So all the stuff that we're seeing is like potential outcomes of what could happen.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think? Because I was kind of confused by it too. It doesn't really make sense.
What I thought about it was that I didn't care to keep thinking about it. I was kind of like, it made enough sense in my head to where I was like, okay, so you just have to believe in time loops or hypnosis, and okay, fine, got it. What I did like about the ending was, and I texted you guys, I was like, does it ever explain why it's called 12 minutes, 12 but you only get to 10. Do 10? So I did kind of like that part of the quote ending. And again, the twist was, I think it could have been just as cool without the incest part.
I mean, that was pretty shocking, I feel like.
It was, but it would have been just as shocking to me without that it's like, oh, this is you the whole time. It didn't have to be a brother. It could have been, I don't know.
But that's the other thing I want to talk about. How does he not remember killing?
That was my
because he's
question.
hypnotized. Because he's hypnotized.
So this is happening.
He knows
before
it.
He's killing her.
So that's the other thing that I don't think you mentioned. So there's two different other men in those scenes at the end. There's the cop, and then there's the dad.
But isn't that the same person?
No, the cop is not the same as the dad.
But that's just like him thinking the dad like as a cop.
No. Those are completely separate characters.
Yeah, and what confused me is Willem Dafoe played the dad in that open scene, and I was like, he's clear. That was the dad, not the cop. I knew that, but it was just they should have done a different voice. Like that's just very confusing. I know that they were just like, well, he's a great actor.
Maybe that has to deal with like that plays into this is just the possible outcomes, and it's all part of this hypnosis something, right, Chance? Like, I don't...
Probably, but I
loops.
just, again, and I wanted to be like, oh, I should read up on it. And then I was just like, no, I got what I needed out of it. Yeah. It was cool. It was a neat twist. It made me think of our good old days for the week of, hey, what were the best twists we've ever done in games? So
I agree. Like, and I think your rating is fair to a 6. I do think it's worth people's time. Yeah. And guys, if you haven't played 12 minutes, why are you listening to this point? But if you have listened, I still think it would be worth your time playing, but minus the incense, that's not going to hit as hard, but just trying to figure out the puzzles and the loops. So thank you for listening to the 12-minute spoiler cast. You guys have any other thoughts on it, or are we good to move on? Chance,
I would say if you haven't played it yet after listening to the spoiler cast, I wouldn't put it high on your list if you have other stuff to play. It's cool, and it's cool for like
pretty short,
an hour. Well, it's short once you know the answers. If you're not, like I said, you could easily pump 12 to 15 hours into that if you keep messing up, which that feels like a waste.
Yeah, and that's where they need to, maybe they'll patch it to where, like, because I had to do the stupid putting her to sleep thing 80 times, right? And I'm just like, this is so, I don't want to keep playing because I'm tired of going through the first 7 minutes doing the exact same routine to try and figure out the last 1 minute of a difference. Like, it just was poor design.
Yeah. The potential's there, and I would play whatever this guy makes next for sure, but hopefully he learns a lot from the feedback, you know. So good talks, you guys. That is the 12-minute spoiler cast. Let's move into Xbox news. Guys, I want to do this next segment. I initially titled this the Xbox Gamescom showcase, but after they totally redeemed themselves the next day with the opening night live, I can no longer title it. But that was going to be the title of the episode, but I wanted to keep it positive, Jose, but that's pretty good, right? The pretty good pun there. So let's go. We're going to go over the news from the initial Xbox Gamescom's conference. And I feel like, guys, when this first aired, I was very frustrated, and I still think there needs to be some feedback. I feel like Xbox killed it so hard at E3 and then just totally lost a bunch of their momentum with this presentation. I don't know if you guys happened to watch it. I thought it was boring. I thought the extra developer interviews were just out of place. The Trebuchet segment, my God. Like, all of that is cool for certain people who want to learn or watch it. And all those developer interviews should have been like, this is how they should do the conference. Hey, they can still have the host. I thought Paris and the woman did a great job hosting, but they should have been like, check out this game check out this next launch trailer for Psychonauts 2. Show the trailer, show gameplay. Then afterwards be like, hey, we can't wait to play that. If you want to learn more, we've got an awesome interview with Tim Schafer. Check it out on YouTube right now. Here's the next trailer for our next game. Don't show that interview. Like, I get they're trying to push it, but some people they just want to see games. Like, just like E3, they did such a good job showing games. I appreciate the interview with Tim Schafer. I think he's a genius. I think what he's done so far is awesome. And I know they're trying to spotlight it, but then the Trebuchet one, like, hey, if you want to learn more about how we got the details to these weapons, check out this YouTube video. Chance, what were you going to say?
Well, I disagree that they lost momentum, and because what you're saying, like, oh, why you should have just been able to choose to watch this and this. That's exactly what I did. I skipped watching it, and then I went back and I watched the things that mattered to me. So why couldn't...
You're right. After the fact, though, Chance, I'm saying as I'm watching it live, I was like, this is not good. And listening to Kind of Funny and listening to Define and Duke, they were all in agreement. Like, this was not a good conference watching live, Chance. It wasn't. Like, when we watched E3 live, I was like, this is incredible. Game after game after game after game. They didn't slow down. They didn't waste time with interviewing people. And I always feel like those interviews are forced. And I get it. Like, I appreciate them trying to, like, they talked about Microsoft Flight Simulator and the guy had a cool jacket, but other than that, like, I just zoned out. Like, I don't care. Like, I know you guys are working hard on doing this 3D scan of the super old plane, but only a small percentage of people are even going to care about that. Like, show me what's cool about your game and then show these interviews afterwards as a separate piece where people can go out and seek it, tweet about it, promote it there, but not during the conference. They did such a good job with E3. Chance, you're proving my point. You're saying you skipped through the boring parts and only went to watch. That's what I'm saying. It
I
shouldn't be
skipped the
boring.
entire thing. I didn't watch any of it because I was just like, I will watch what I want to watch the next day. And I can tell Chapeau has something to weigh in on this one.
All right, Chapeau, what do you got to say to my initial thoughts
I mean,
on the conference?
I did skip it, but not because I thought it was going to be lame. It was a function of time. So I was like, I'll go back and watch the highlights later. I understand what you're saying, Dan, but it's also a delicate balance because it's as much as I know we and the public want to see gameplay trailers, there's also the element of the people working on the games, and like it's important to highlight them and their work.
And I'm not discrediting
I agree that they could have, but I'm saying they could have also had like a short snippet of that fuller video, like to say like, so I'm going to show you the trailer and then say, if you want to see a really cool thing where they did a full scan and talked about the whole process, please check that out on our website or whatever. I totally agree with that aspect as well. I'm not disagreeing with you there. It's just a delicate balance in that world for sure.
And I agree. And I think
another piece of it, and that might play into it, just I know we haven't talked about it in a couple of weeks, was the whole thing with Blizzard. It's really important for companies right now to highlight their people and appreciate their people publicly. And I'm not saying that's why they did this specifically, but that is an important piece that could have played into this.
I agree. And I am being harsh on it. I just felt like they killed it on E3, and in general, people were really down on this conference, and I kind of agree. But then the next day happened, and I think that was another big part of it, is we were all waiting for Halo news, and then we get Halo news the next day. So overall, I'm completely satisfied now, but watching it live, you guys, I'm telling you, because I was at work and I had the opportunity to do it while I was working on other stuff, it was a bore fest. It was a bore fest. So it was like at lunchtime. So I want to go over.
The thing was 7 hours long. How was that possible?
No, it was like an hour.
90 minutes. So, it was 90 minutes.
Yeah. So let's go over. I want to do this segment called Xbox Record This or Xbox Delete That. If you guys want to talk about this, say record this. If you guys want to move on, say delete this. Yeah, pretty good.
I like that.
So first thing, Xcloud is coming to consoles this holiday. So basically, Microsoft revealed it's bringing its cloud gaming service to the Xbox One, Series X and S this holiday season. So basically, if you have an Xbox One, you'll be able to play Series X and S games through streaming. Do you guys want to say anything? Record this or delete that?
Delete that, because I don't understand why you would. Why would I play a cloud gaming?
Because you can't get a Series X because they're impossible to get.
Yeah, because it's on last gen too. I would say record quickly, this only because for that reason, one, for accessibility, but also because to some degree, like I want them to just keep developing xCloud, like put it on lots of platforms, get lots of servers, because then it will be better in all places as well too. So I anything xCloud, I'm all on board for, even if I'm not going to use this specific version because I have a Series X. That's what I'd say.
Got it. Next topic, Forza Horizon 5. We get the cover reveal. It's a Mercedes-Benz AMG something, I don't know. But here's the big news. I know you want to record this. What did you think of the Forza Horizon 5 special controller, boys? We got to talk about this. I
thought the clear thing was dope. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pick it over the Halo one, but I like it.
No, and that's I would love to love it. And it's not a Series 2, right? Yeah, so sorry, I'm never going to buy
just overall design, if we had to rank this.
It's great. Loved it. It would have been number one in the ones from the other day. Absolutely.
That's what I want to say. I love the translucent. I thought the yellow was sick. The only thing I didn't like was the splash of the paint. It kind of annoyed me. I like the color combination, but I wish it was a little bit more not so like, like hardcore, other than that, I thought the yellow was sick. I thought the black on the back with the rubber grips was sick. Jose, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, it made me kind of, not upset is definitely not the right word. That's too extreme. But like, it makes me curious, why don't they release simultaneously a series, a pro series and a regular, and they can have different paint jobs. Like it'd be cool to have the same aesthetic, the clear, maybe alternating colors. I just like, that can't be that hard. They're clearly doing it with Halo. Like they should have done that for both. That's just my opinion. But I did like it overall for sure.
Yeah.
Can I real quick though? Are we going to talk about the Halo one? Because
we'll get there. We're going to get there. Okay. Yes, we're going to get there. So next one, I'm going to say delete this. Although I did like some of the games that were shown. Their Game Pass gets a flood of titles from the Humble Bundle. I thought a lot of the indies were good. Do you guys want to talk about this, or is this a delete that?
I'd say delete that's for this. They look great, but I don't know if we need to go through them one by one.
Chance? Delete. Okay. And the next one is a closer look at Dying Light 2. This was the first time. I want to quickly record this just really quickly. I had not really seen much gameplay of Dying Light 2. I didn't watch the other one, Jose. So this was the first time I actually got to see it. I thought it looked sick, and I was like, am I going to have to buy Dying Light? Because the grappling hook, and I forgot the parkour. I loved Mirror's Edge, and I loved everything about this. Looked pretty good, you guys. I was like, I might have to buy this.
You know what?
Chance, what were you going to say?
Well, there's your 3D platformer you've been waiting for.
Yeah,
right?
there you go. That's a good point. That is a 3D platformer.
Yeah, I would say I didn't play the first one, but I saw that original trailer, and
you would love it, Jose. You got to pick it up.
I'm sure I would.
Wait
that's
for this one.
I'd probably I'll pick this one up when it's on sale. Like I'm like December 7th. Yeah. That's a very critical
Halo.
date. I'm definitely not playing that on day one. So I will play it down the road.
I don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to play this. I will say that I will play this eventually, and I'll buy it on sale. I was like, this looks really cool. So next one, Flight Simulator got some updates. It got the new, there's like the air races. They talked about some more details in Europe. Record this.
Delete this.
All right,
delete this until it has to do with Top Gun.
Top Gun. They did mention, they said they can't say anything about Top Gun because the film is still secretive. So another one, I'm already going to say delete this. A history lesson with Age of Empires. Talk about trebuchets another time. I'm done with that. Moving on. I don't even remember Stray Blade being revealed during this. So there you go. Crusader Kings, delete this. And that was it. So there you go, Chance. You're telling me that was a good conference? Just really quickly, does that sound like a good conference? I didn't
tell you it was a good conference. I told you I didn't care that it wasn't. It's not going to bother me. I still am super excited by everything that we learned at E3, and I can't wait.
True.
And it's not like they're not like a football team that like now they're only 1-1 on the year. Like, no, they are still in first place and they're crushing it. And I can't wait for all these other things to happen.
True. But I guess my counter argument would be is that this is still a commercial. And I remember, I can't remember who said this. I think it might've been Gary Wood or someone on the Xcast. And he was saying commercials can still be fun, and they're supposed to be fun, and they're supposed to be good. And this was not a good commercial for Xbox. So I just want to throw that out there. I'll stop being negative because they totally, like I said, redeemed themselves the next day, Dumb and Dumber style. So the next day, so this was during, and I remember Jeff Grubb saying, Xbox likes to play nice, expect more announcements during the opening night live. So here's the other thing I forgot to say. If that Xbox showcase happened after opening night live, I don't think we'd have as big of or I personally wouldn't have as big of a problem with it. And I remember the Xcast guy saying this as well too, is that just timing wise, like if this would have happened after the opening night live where there were all these awesome announcements, I would have been fine with this. I'd be like, okay, this is like a inside Xbox. They're doing another deep dive into more stuff. I feel like that would have also solved a lot of problems. So again, timing is everything. So let's talk about opening night live. Here is the big, one of the first big news items was Saints Row is being rebooted. It's coming the 25th or February 25th, 2022. Wow. Here we go, guys. Hot take. Bubble Boy, can you tell me why you want to delete this? Because
I want to talk about Halo.
Fan. Okay.
I am, and I want to talk about Halo. That's why.
All right. Next, Jose, actually, sorry, record this or delete that?
We can delete Saints Row. We're all right. Keep moving.
Okay. Next one. This one, record this, Chance. Did you see the trailer for Marvel Midnight Suns, a tactical RPG that's supposed to come out in March 2022? I'm going to say record this because I thought the trailer was pretty cool. You guys seeing all of them? Yeah, on those new outfits, seeing Wolverine in there with some action. I thought this trailer was really good. It was all CG. Yeah, and Ghost Rider. And so I was like, what is this? And I remember there were rumors about this. It looked interesting. I got my attention, but we didn't see any gameplay. So, Chapo Bear, tell me, why don't we go with you first on this one? What did you think of the Marvel Midnight Suns trailer?
I mean, I loved it. I actually at first thought it was like a DLC for the Marvel game. Like when I was like, oh, like I actually might pick this up now because I'd actually heard good things about the Black Panther DLC that came out recently. So like I was like, oh, maybe I know I can probably get it for $10-15 right now. So That's what I thought. And then at the end, I was like doing research and I was like, oh, it's kind of like I don't know if it's going to be like XCOM. It's the same developer that did it, but like, I was like, this looks cool, man. And I mean, there's a cell phone game that's Marvel game that's kind of like a tactical game with Marvel characters that's pretty popular. It seems pretty cool. This seems kind of like a bigger version, obviously, for console, but I like it, man. I like that they're doing stuff with the IP that's really different. I think even as silly as it is, the costumes do truly look so good, and the trailer looks really beautiful. And I also didn't recognize the villain, which actually kind of made me excited. You know what I'm saying? Because I more about the canon of Marvel and stuff like that. So I think it's cool. I definitely might check it out for sure.
Chance?
I'm pumped. I like tactical RPGs if they're done well, and I think even if this one isn't, the universe and the characters will keep me sucked into it. Like I loved the Gears Tactics. That was a super underrated game, and I think it was rated well, but it's underrated in my book. And Wasteland 3, they were great. I really love, especially, and I think both of you will appreciate this, anyone with small children or a wife at home, the fact that you could just easily pause it at any point, and you don't even, it's just like, hey, I'm just going to pick it right back up where I left off. Like, it is infinitely pausable. And again, that universe, I'm excited. I'm pumped. I kind of forgot about this when I was saying let's jump to Halo, but
so there you go.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Definitely interested.
It's not a Game Pass, right?
No.
Okay.
And speaking of Halo, then I think this might have been around it or before it, or I think it might have been after it. Halo Infinite, we got that sick, by the way, that trailer for the multiplayer, guys, where the woman is running around town. She's afraid there are those brutes, and she looks like she's going to get caught. And all of a sudden, you see the drop pod come out, and the Spartan comes out and he just gives her the nod, and then like pushes her to the side to protect. So sick, you guys. And the music, I got so pumped. Chance, did you see the trailer? You probably didn't. You were focused on the controller. Dude, go watch the multiplayer trailer, Chance. It's beautiful, dude, sick. Too. Because I don't want to spoil it because she plays a role in the trailer later on too, Jose, right? You noticed how she was, yeah. So Chance, it is sick. Go watch the multiplayer review. Do that on your own time. It's worth your time. It was so cool to see all these different Spartans come out. Just clicking heads, popping, what is this saying, Jose? Popping heads, clicking heads. What is it? You know what I'm talking about? I don't remember, but we're too old, middle-aged. Anyway, so we finally get a release date, December 8th, 2021. All will be well in the world again when we get Halo Infinite.
I've already taken it off from work.
Dude, I cannot, good point. Cannot wait. I'm so pumped, you guys. I'm actually really happy that we're going to enjoy Battlefield a huge amount of time. And well, if we don't get diced, if it works, in October, right? And then we can jump into the new Warzone in early November for a month with the Call of Duty. And then we get to enjoy Master Chief and all that Halo goodness in December. I cannot wait. Chance, go watch the trailer. Chapo Bear, what did you think of the Halo reveal?
Dude, same things. I mean, I know we're going to talk about the console in a second because that was obviously a huge part as well, but just the trailer was beautiful. And I purposefully have actually not been trying to watch a lot of Halo stuff on like YouTube. I watch the trailers. I don't count that as that, but like the gameplay stuff, I'm curious and I've like dabbled, but I'm trying to hold back because I want to be surprised in person when it's like in front of me and it's full glory. But that trailer was super sick. And yeah, I thought the same thing. That's exactly what I said. I was like, December 8th is like perfect. One, because will give us a lot more time with Battlefield. I actually didn't think about Warzone, but maybe we'll play. I don't know. But just lots of time with Battlefield with everybody. And then I was like, December 8th is also perfect because then it's like basically like winter break, baby. Like that's what we're going to be doing all over winter break, which makes me super happy. So yeah, man, it gets me more and more excited every day. And like I know that we had the bad news last week about the not co-op at launch, but honestly, man, like I still think we're going to have such a great time.
Yeah.
And if anything, it'll encourage us to revisit once that does come out. So I'm not mad at all. You know what I mean? Chance?
Yeah. Sorry, let me interrupt really quick, Chance. You're right about the timing. Like it's going to give us a few months and then we're going to enjoy Halo for a few months. And then that co-op is going to be dropping. I think that's great timing as well. But Chance, I do want to mention as well, they are doing stuff for the 20th anniversary of Xbox Halo. They did announce the collector's edition console, which looks incredible. We were talking about it before we started recording. I think it's the sickest limited edition console they've ever made. And then the Elite Series 2. Your boy Daddy D Wally and Bubble Boy and Seven each got a pre-order and we cannot wait. So
Hold on,
go
there's
ahead.
an asterisk on that. Yeah,
Well,
we both got one in with an asterisk, and that's what I want to talk about because we don't have enough time for me to say how excited we all are, right? And I think you guys did a good job of that. I'm really disappointed that the limited edition controller is as limited as it was because I was working and super busy and didn't. By the time I saw it, it was already gone, and it was only a couple hours. Like that really bothered me. I think technically the Series X in itself is a limited edition, right? Like because not everybody has one, and I just gosh, it's so cool, and I understand. I think I understand the importance of a limited edition, but I'm also like, aren't you guys a business? Don't you want to make? Wait, hold on. What was that? Don't you want
a
to?
controller.
Don't you want to make money off of this? And so what I had to end up doing was buying the UK version, the Ted Lasso Halo controller, and so it'll come 2 weeks later, and I paid I don't know 15 extra bucks for it, but. I come on. It's 2021. Let's spread the love.
I mean, to be honest, though, on that note about how difficult it is to get a Series X as it is, and you're absolutely right. A Series X and PS5, guys, so impossible to get. I was so lucky to get a Series X. The only reason I got that is because I happened to be on Twitter right when Wario did a tweet, and I literally got it. This was within seconds. Completed it and tried to go back to get another one, already sold out. We're talking this is within 20 seconds, okay? And then the PS5, I was refreshing over and over and over again on Walmart, which is just trash, you guys. It's just trash. So I think it's cool, having said that, how difficult it is and with the microchip shortage, that they're even doing a limited edition console. I think that's really cool. We should be thankful that we're getting anything. And the controller, you're right, though, Chance. I still think you have a chance on Amazon because I don't think Amazon or Best Buy has gone live yet. And maybe they're just trying to see. And I was reading that somebody wrote to Amazon being like, hey, are these going to go live? And what's the story? And they're like, we're seeing how many we're getting from the manufacturer. So Microsoft is still trying to determine like how many they're going to be able to give to sell. So I'm super excited for this controller. And Jose, any closing thoughts on the whole Halo?
It is the best controller I've seen. I am so excited for it.
Dude,
that one's super. That one's incredible looking. The Elite Series 2 is going to be the best looking and best functioning controller ever made, possibly. So,
well, until the Series 3 comes out, which. Any other thoughts on Halo, boys? And December 8th can't get here soon enough. Anybody? We good?
Just wanted to say a shout out, and I should have looked it up who did it, but whoever designed both of the controllers and the Xbox, really just props to them. I mean, it's beautiful, but it's also not like super ostentatious. Yeah. Like it fits the theme really well. I mean, it's something that would look like people would see on a shelf that are not gamers and be like, ooh, what is that? Like it is really, really very pretty and tasteful, and I've just got to give a shout out to them for that. It was rad. It is a bummer about the shortage. I mean, realistically, it depends on how much deep your pockets are. I'm sure they'll be on eBay. It still goes back to that original problem of like the scalpers. And I kind of just hope by the time we get to our next generation of consoles, even if it's the mid-cycle refresh of like, maybe they figured out a way to try to limit that, because honestly, that's what's killing everybody. I talked to friends at work too that are trying to get PS5s and stuff, and they're just like, it's ridiculous. I literally within seconds they're gone, like you said, Dan, and that's just that's a little disheartening. But that's not it's not Microsoft's fault. It's not Sony's fault that people are doing that. It's just people are mean. You know what I mean? Which is a bummer. So hopefully they can figure out something there.
I mean, speaking of console, really quick, like. Did you notice, like, I read the description, it's saying, like, these are the stars you can see from the Zeta Halo, which takes place. And that I really liked on top of the console, how it's green? Like, on the new one, it's like, you see the stars on top, and then it's the blue, and then it's like, it is so, guys, I want this console so bad. Please, Amazon, Best Buy, let me have one, please. I can't wait, you guys. We are diehard Halo fans, me especially. I've been a Halo guy for that got me into Xbox, Mike Cito back in 2001. So shout out to Seeds. Let's move on. I think there's only really one story we want to talk about a little bit, or maybe I should mention, is that April O'Neil is a playable character and the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, the classic side scroller. I love everything about what I've seen from this game. It looks sweet. It looks like Turtles in Time. Yep. Only big concern here, boys, is it still says only releasing on Switch and PC right now. So that's not cool, but Turtles in Time, can't wait to play that.
They'll eventually port it to other things, though, for sure.
I hope so.
Because it's got to be, like, the code base has got to be so minimal compared to these other games. You know what I mean? Like, it can't be that hard to port.
And then closing the show, the rest of the stuff I know you would already say, delete this. In Jeff Keighley fashion, as always, this guy's obsessed with Hideo Kojima. They close the show with Kojima's Death Stranding director's cut, a new extended trailer for the game. I know Chance appreciates this. Chance, do you have anything to say about this? Did you see this trailer first of all? Probably not. And
no.
Does this make you want to play it again? If you had a PS5?
If it came to Xbox, I would.
Good point. I guess potentially down the road that is still a possibility. Because
I absolutely would try it again with.
Wow! Did you see what they added?
No, that's what I was. No, I didn't. What did
they had add? Like a jetpack, so there's like easier movement, and they added like another vehicle, so like some quality of life stuff. So, guys, that was Xbox news, Xbox Gamescom. Go ahead, Chapo Bear.
One quick point. One others that I did watch all the trailers of the games. The one that I was like kind of interested, I just want to quickly mention, was the Cult of the Lamb. Like super cute but weird. I mean, like it fits that bizarre, like unlike anything else kind of game, and it almost looks like a puzzle RPG. I don't know, but it looks really cool. So if you haven't checked it out, check out Cult of the Lamb, the trailer. It looks interesting to me, I think.
Okay.
Just like an in-between game, not like a AAA title, definitely an indie title, but looks super cool.
Yeah, I can't remember if I saw that one or not, but I'll look it up. Guys, I kind of want to do the good old days memories, but let's push it to next week. Let's save it for next week.
I'm okay with that.
And only because I actually did think of some more twists. So we will discuss the good old days next week. And to be honest, guys, I wanted to go straight into the best food we had this week because I've got some amazing stuff to show and talk to you about this. So I'd like to go last. Who would like to start off with the best food we had this week?
I would like to start because I have a horror story to share with you all this week. So on Tuesday night was our back to school night, and I, just as the things were falling, like had school all day, and then I had to go pick up the girls because Victoria had something at work, and then they have gymnastics on Tuesdays. So I literally I took them at 4 to gymnastics. Victoria met me there, and I left the girls because I had to go back to school for back to school night. But this whole time I hadn't eaten, and it was a very busy day at school, so I didn't eat lunch. So I was literally starving, and I was there happens to be a Taco Bell right next to gymnastics, literally in the same parking lot. So I was perfect. I'm gonna go get one beef burrito because you're right, it's so good, like the chili cheese ones in high school, and one beefy 5-layer burrito. That's going to be enough to tide me over. I'll get dinner afterwards. So I order that, pay for it, and I drive about 2 blocks away. I'm back on Kipling going north, open the bag. That's not what they gave me. They messed up my order, which I was and then they messed it up.
Always frustrating.
It was that new burrito with the fries in it, the loaded fries in it. I was not a huge fan of it. And also I don't like tomato in my Taco Bell stuff, and there was full of tomatoes, which just and then I also got a crunch wrap, which I was actually really excited for, but also has tomatoes, and I would usually order it without. Man, I was just really, really bummed. That was just, for anyone out there that just has had that experience, it just really deflates your day when you order something, you get the wrong thing. And it wasn't even about the money. I don't care that I spent whatever money. It's just, I wanted that food. I wanted good food.
Yeah.
But anyway, real quick, and then I'll pass it to you guys so we can end on a higher note. Best thing I ate this week, following up a couple days later, I went to McDonald's late on the way home after a sporting event. Classic Big Mac meal was delicious, dude. Just every once in a while you have to get a Big Mac. And I also paired it with a 10-piece nugget with just honey, not honey mustard, nuggets with honey. If you've never tried it, super delicious, underrated. It was awesome, man. So that was the best thing I ate this week. Do you want to add to that?
Jose, when I was a kid, that's all I would get was my chicken nuggets with honey. I wouldn't get anything else.
It's so good.
Funny.
It's so good.
It was good. Sweet and sour is the best now. So I just want to throw this out there right now, you guys, before we even continue. Next week, plan on best fast food chain burgers. I'm telling you right now, that's what we're doing next week for.
Well, hold on. Like, does it?
We'll do the rules later. Okay. So Chance, I want you to go with the best food you've had this week because I got to close it up because you guys are going to love mine.
So I have to also tell a story before I do the best fast food because I went Monday morning, just like I said I would, and got the new spicy chicken McGriddle for breakfast, and it was 2 for $3, which is a phenomenal deal to get 2 of those. I said I didn't want to, but I was like, can I get, because the sausage McMuffins were 2 for $2. I was like, can you just change the one to a sausage McMuffin? No, the computer won't let us. So it's cheaper for me to get 2 of the more expensive thing. Anyway, so me and Eric both had one, and we had very similar reviews that while we've both loved the sweet and the spicy together, it was pretty dry when all you have is the McGriddle and then the chicken. He goes, yo, like a nice provolone would have really... And we both looked at each other like, yeah, I don't think McDonald's is doing provolone. But, take it home, throw a slice on there if you want, maybe some Swiss cheese or something. But worth getting. I would absolutely try it. But probably won't get it again. Just not enough other stuff going on. So, but my best food of the week actually happened today, and Ashley and I were driving home from dinner today, and I was just like, we need to do this more often. I went to the Rent's house over at the farm in Elizabeth, and my dad made queso burgers. So just burgers on brioche buns, threw some white folk queso on there, and then grilled onions. It was incredible. And then on top of it, my mom's new favorite recipe is to just chop up little potatoes and throw a bunch of olive oil on it, and then a dried seasoning ranch pack, and shake it all together. And the ranch gets super crispy and crusty. Incredible. Absolutely phenomenal. And then to top it off, Mexican street corn. I was just like, wow, we need to go over
what
to
a
their
meal,
house.
guys.
Shout out to Mike and Rita.
I know.
Clutch.
It was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So, and then top it all off, homemade vanilla ice cream. And it was clutch. It's amazing.
That would be number one any other week, and I got to give it to you. That's a phenomenal home cooked meal. I got something that can compete with it. So before we start, honorable mention this week. I had never had Doritos 3D. Okay, guys, I got the Doritos 3D. Have you had these spicy ranch? You don't like them?
They're disgusting. They taste like a health food.
Really?
Yes.
I don't get that at all. I get spice out of mine. I love Cool Ranch. I was like, oh, maybe this would be like a little spicy Cool Ranch. Jose, what do you think of these? You don't like these? I thought they were okay. I like the spiciness.
I don't think they were disgusting.
Yeah.
If I was choosing those or just Cool Ranch, I would choose Cool Ranch every time.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was worth trying, is what I would say. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think Chance would be a little harsh.
Agreed. No,
so, guys,
you're right. I forgot your first part sentence.
Okay, so here's the thing, guys. Allie's birthday is next week, so shout out to my wife. Happy birthday, Allie. I love you. She's turning 27. So the 26, sorry. And we got to celebrate. Her parents are in town and they watched the kids. And so we got to have a real date night last night, you guys. And
Applebee's, baby, Oreo
dude,
shake.
No, we went all out. Have you guys been to Del Frisco's Double Eagle Steakhouse in Cherry Creek?
I've been there.
I have.
Hey, you baller, dude. That's expensive.
Chance, you need to go.
That's a Shannon and Joseph restaurant.
It's perfect because it's nice, but it's not like you don't have to be dressed in like a nice shirt and tie, or shoes, stuff like that. Like I'd say like, how would you describe it, Jose? Like
It's like a Shanahan's or
okay.
Or like Ocean Prime. Like you can go in t-shirts and stuff, but it's very, very
melting pot. You don't have to dress
cooked.
up to go to the melting pot.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's like
Jose, do me a favor, stop talking. Your mic's all messing up. It's making a weird popping noise. Chance, are you hearing that? Sorry to interrupt you. Let me tell you about my food. Oh, it's bad. So here's the thing, guys. This is the pro tip. Here's what we got. Okay, and I'm so excited. So the first thing, you get the cheesesteak egg rolls. Yes, they sound as credible as it sounds, Chance. There it is. I know you can't really see much. Doesn't matter. Trust me, one of the best appetizers there is. That is an old fashioned, by the way.
Please explain in detail.
Dude, it tastes like an amazing cheesesteak, Philly cheesesteak, egg roll with the cheese, and it's got this Asian sauce, Chance. Dude, they give you 4. I wish they gave you 20. Like, I'm not even kidding. I took a bite and I was like,
you should have just ordered more. Like, so I'll take 4 orders of those.
It's like $15 for the 4. So here's the thing, Chance. Worth it. You got to get this when you go. And I remember going back there, guys, after we had it earlier in the year during the pandemic. And we were blown away because we had been fortunate to go to a few different steakhouses, like as date nights from guests from my aunt and uncle. This is the best, you guys. This is the best steakhouse I've been to. And I've been to a lot of them. And I remember going there. I was like, it can't be as good as I remember. I was overhyping it. Chance, after that first bite, I was like, oh my God, this is better than I remember. Next, this was Allie's side salad that she got, her starter salad. They just give you 2 slices of bacon on the salad, and I ate the bacon because she's like, oh, she likes hers crispy, and it was perfectly cooked and not too crispy, so I ate that as well. And then here's the main course, you guys. Chance, it's incredible. So I got the 10-ounce sirloin. Mine is the one on the bottom there, and I also got it with a crab cake on top of it. I had not gotten it. Holy caca, you guys, the best crab cake I have ever had. Their steaks are phenomenal. That's I don't even need to talk about that. But that's the thing, guys. The other stuff, the other sides and other stuff that I got it really takes it a notch above. All the steakhouses you go to, they have excellent steaks, right? Allie got the filet mignon. So the mashed potatoes, incredible. We got broccoli, but here's the other winner. The truffle mac and cheese, Chance. This is the best mac and cheese I've ever had in my life. It is number 1. Every steakhouse I go to, I get their mac and cheese. This is number 1. Get it with the crab cake, Del Frisco's, and then we close it off with a dessert, but I didn't take a picture of it. I'm not going to tell you how much we spent because Jose knows it's expensive. It was amazing. Guys, Del Frisco's number 1 steakhouse. I kind of want to mute Jose. Chance, are you getting that feedback? Talk to me about
yes,
the food
very
that
much
you saw.
so.
Okay.
I will be. This is sad. I'll be going to try this mac and cheese. That's
Dude,
what did it for
no,
me.
you literally, if you just go and get the mac and cheese and the and the appetizer, Chance, it's worth the $30 you'll pay for it, and I'm not exaggerating. It is worth every penny if you can go as a special treat night out. And like I said, you don't even have to get the steaks. You get the cheese egg rolls, the cheesesteak egg rolls, and get the mac and cheese. Ooh. That's all you need to get. So shout out to Del Frisco's.
I got the meat sweats just listening to you, man.
Oh, dude. Chance, I'm telling you, man, you are going to love it when you go. It's amazing. So that was the best food we had this week. If you would like to tell us about the best food you ate this week, or if you have any questions or comments or any kind of feedback for us, or if you'd just like to give us ideas on our top 5 rankings that we're going to do now for reader mail, you can always reach us at Xbox Record This across various social media. You can write to our email, xboxrecordthis@gmail.com. Or you can visit www.xboxrecordthis.com. Did I say that already? I think I did. So, guys, this is the end of the show. I will say goodbye to Chipotle Bear for you. You can find him at Chipotle_Bear on Twitter or Chipotle Bear on Instagram. Jesus. Nope, we're getting bad feedback from his mic. So sorry to the assistant to the co-host.
Something. Let him
Chipotle
try.
Bear, let's hear the bite, guys.
I don't think it's better.
Oh no. So we're gonna say goodbye to Chipotle Bear and Bubble Boy and Seven. Where can people find you on the internet?
I don't know. Good luck. Places here. They can find me here.
Yeah, right here on XboxRecordThis.com. Yeah. Speaking of, I need your bios. Guys, this has been episode 17 of Xbox Record This. Thank you so much for listening. Shout out to all our new listeners, all our new followers. The show is growing. We love it. Please write us. You can always find us across social media. So, as always, gentlemen, Chance, I'm going to need you to say it twice. See you online.
See you online. See you online.
See you online.
Oh. Xbox Record This is a podcast created by Daniel Walenzik. You can follow him at Daddy Diwali on all social media. The assistant to the co-host is Jose Martinez, and you can follow him at Chipotle_Bear on Twitter. The assistant to the co-host is Chance Siegel, and you can follow him at BubbleBoyN7. You can follow the show at Xbox Record This on all social media. If you'd like to find out more about the show, visit xboxrecordthis.com.